let's try to do this thing. Welcome to another episode of CandlerCreative I'm Dan Candler, and today I'm going to be trying out a solo episode. It's funny, I have tried these solo episodes about 5 times, and I've not released a single one. I find working with someone else or working in a team so much easier. I feel like I can bounce off people and I can kind of work with them to get the conversation out, and I find this very tricky. So however, whatever happens, I am making a plea to myself that I'm going to release this. However it may turn out, however anxious I might feel about releasing it, I'm doing it. I'm going to do it because something that I'm very that I always say and I always try to do for myself, and that I try to share to others, is stepping out of your comfort zone. You know, by stepping out of your comfort zone, you can achieve so many more things, and you can really get to your next evolutionary phase of your existence. It's a bit dramatic, really, isn't it? But I'm also trying this bad boy, this thing out. I've never really used it before, and I don't actually fully understand what it does, other than the fact that maybe it looks a little bit cooler. I don't know. Does it, guys? Write in the comments. Does it look cooler? Is it better? Can anyone enlighten me of what this actually does? Because I genuinely have no idea. Guys, it's been a journey. The last month, 2 months, however many months, it's been a journey. It's been a rocky road of a journey, a good journey, a hard journey, but it's been a journey nonetheless. On Thursday, the 28th, of September, Candler Creative did a photo shoot day, which was just incredible, and I thought I'd let you guys know a little bit about it. So the photo shoot day was called Connect and Create, and that is exactly what we did. We connected with new incredible creatives, and we created incredible content for all of our portfolios, whether the individual was a model, an actor, a dancer. I think we had like musicians in there, and just other amazing people, and that kind of stems from, a part of that also stems from what I said a minute ago about stepping out of your comfort zone. Because one thing I found within that day is that we had people come who, I think there was maybe 1 or 2 people who hadn't really modeled before. I think they were in the creative industries, but they never really modeled, and they just mainly stuck to like their other creative traits and talents. And it was so interesting and beautiful to see, because they started because what is amazing about putting on these events and trying to spread this positive message and trying to get people out of their comfort zone is you really see a progression in people who may be feeling uncomfortable and self-conscious. And when you see that progression throughout the day, and then you start by seeing an individual shy and not wanting to, and not really knowing what to do, and trying their best to get into the zone of the photo shoot, but kind of struggling, and then you see that progression throughout the day, and you see them grow, and you see at the end of the day them putting arms around other people who they never knew before, and you see the joy in their face, and you see them wanting to work with different models and the different designers that we had, and picking the clothes and doing all these different things. And it just sheds a light on the importance of how important and what joy being social and connecting in this way can do. You know, it's so easy to have an event and to do an event and it just to be kind of an event, you know, for that community or company or business. And it's solely, you know, it's for that, it's highlighting what that is. But I think what we did with Connect and Create was just quite beautiful because we just allowed creative freedom. And once you see people being able to express themselves in a very freeing way, and allow them to feel safe, and allow them to feel that they can kind of do you know, can do their own thing and express themselves how they want to express themselves, and you know, if they want to have time to chill, they can have time to chill, and allowing them to do that, you really do see the true authentic self of people. And I think that's one thing that I want to bring with Candler Creative is authenticity. And especially with these events, you know, I've always tried to be my authentic self, and I've tried to get to that place of being even more authentic than I think I am, because I think sometimes especially for me, I think I do potentially put on a little bit of persona, this whole bubbly, and it's hard to, because because I want to almost, I guess, impress people, or make myself out to be something more, and this, you know, this constantly positive individual, when in the true authentic self of this true authentic realization of it is, you know, I'm not always positive, and sometimes I'm not always happy and all everywhere and wild and crazy and weird. Sometimes I am just peaceful, sometimes I am calm, and sometimes I'm content, and sometimes I'm just level-headed, and sometimes I'm stressed, and sometimes I'm anxious, and you know, all these different things. And it's allowing ourselves to find that to find that way to allow ourselves to show our authentic selves. So so I always do this, I always ramble on, but yeah, that was my main point. And you know, for these events is I want it to allow a space where we can have creative freedom and authenticity. I just think it's so important, especially in these days, these times, because it is getting harder and harder. I think we're still in a space, this social media space, where we are only seeing the incredible things that are happening in people's lives, and the excitement of those lives, and the amazing things that we're doing, and the positive things that we're doing. And we see this through social media, and that, in a sense, is a persona. It's a front. Well, it's not a persona. It's not a persona. It's not like a front, because these things are actually happening. But it's half of the picture. That's quite a good way of putting it. It's half of the picture. And it's like, how do we bring that more of the authenticness to it? And especially like nowadays as well, there's an added wokeness to everything, where there's this cancel culture, and people are getting scared to say stuff now, so we have to say the right things. Even with this, like, this is why I don't think I've posted the solo episodes. It's because I'm always scared what people are going to think, or what people are going to say about what I say. Is it the right thing? You know, did I look perfect? Was it perfect, or did I look perfect? Did I say perfect things? Like, you know, it's all these different things. And we've talked about in this podcast before about perfectionism, and about authenticity. And I am really trying my hardest to become more and more and more of my authentic self, because I just think it's so important. And I think the more that we can spread our positive, authentic selves, out to the world, then the more people get a chance to see that and allows them to do the same. And I think if we can spread that message even more outer, then we can just have a more authentic world. So yeah, Connect and Create was an amazing day. Thursday 28th marks a day of an amazing day. It's doing these events. See, this is the thing. I become very impulsive, and I put on these events, and I just think, oh my God, I need to do something. I need to do this. I need to put on an event. I need to do this. Okay, I'm just going to do it. So then I do it, and I start it, and then I don't take into account all the other things I've got on in my life, and the stresses that it takes. But I am a true believer of everything happens for a reason, and I think my my body, myself, my brain, and just I think I do these things for a purpose that I don't know, and I think the purpose for this was to push the boundaries, and to allow myself to see the good that we are doing, and that we can do, and that, you know, and to see that that CandlerCreative is getting out there, and it really made me see that, and I really do think I did it for a reason, because it was magical, you know. Leading up to the event, like I was just about to say, is I do get very stressed, and it's a lot, like when the thing is, when you don't know that a lot about marketing, business and selling, because all you want to do is create, and you come from a very, very, very creative mindset, but then you've also got to have this mindset of like trying to sell something that you know is beneficial and good for the people who are going to go, but it's still a case of like selling, I guess, and marketing it, and it's just things I struggle with, so it stresses me out even more. But something I found this time than the last event, our last bigger event, was that I felt just so much calmer. I felt so much calmer. I think it might be a case of, last time it was a lot bigger. Thrift Flip, it was a lot bigger of an event. We had so much more to kind of plan, so many more pressures, and financial pressures, and there was as well another individual who was helping with the event, and sometimes we clashed, and sometimes it was a bit stressful for both of us, and when she was stressed, I would put that on me. When I was stressed, it would be on her, and it was just like that. But this time, CandlerCreative, we're really getting into a flow of what we are and our identity, and we're really getting an amazing team around. Well, I'm getting an amazing team around me. Our core community flames and our creative flames, who are just so supportive of what CandlerCreative is, and supportive of me, and I think having that solid kind of unit of a team, and people who are super supportive and see the adventure that we're doing, and because it was in the area of my expertise to do with like photography and modeling, it was a little bit, it did feel a lot calmer and easier. It's just every time, I think the thing that always gets me when doing an event is the pressures of messaging people. Because the thing is, my one anxious flaw, I just had like a little bubble. My one anxious flaw, my one thing that I struggle with, and I think it's to do something with my whole ADHD thing, self-diagnosed ADHD thing, is this whole ADHD thing of messaging people, and having to have them message me straight away. Like if I message someone, if I message someone and they don't message me back like straight away, I feel like the world has ended. I'm like, oh my God, everybody hates me. They like all these different emotions and thoughts run through my brain. I've got so much better since, I've got so much better over the last year or something, but it still affects me. let me know, let me know in the comments if it affects you as well. Like, when you message people, do you just feel lost if they don't message you back, or like just feel this sheer like panic that you've just lost a friend? I think it's just it's just crazy. It's crazy because then you speak to them and they explain, and then you're like, oh fuck, okay, yeah, no, of course. But yeah, so a reason I say that is because try having that, but messaging hundreds and hundreds of people to try and get them to something that you know is amazing, and then having no responses. It can really hit the heart, and it's it's sense of rejection, and it's it hits your worth, and um, and makes you question things, and it's hard to deal with. But we pulled out the bag, and I still message people even though it was a struggle for me, and we managed to get people at the event, and the people who came to the event absolutely had an amazing time, because it was an incredible event, and I just feel like all of us got so much value from it. We got so much content. We had an incredible performance from Lucy Davies, who is in the community, and she performed at our last event. And the amazing thing about Lucy is she doesn't just perform an acoustic set. She speaks to the audience, and she allows her creativity to take over with her comedy, her music, her just her personality. And it's really quite incredible. I mean, it gives me goosebumps now even thinking about it, because um, just because it was just such a heartwarming, heartfelt moment. Just it was an intimate event, and Lucy was sat there on the stage at Meter Squared. I always rave about Meter Squared, so definitely go check them out, everyone, if you haven't already. Meter Squared. Check them out on Instagram. Yeah, they're dope as fuck. Anyway, Lucy was sat on the stage, and she gets her guitar out, introduce her. We don't even have a mic. I literally just kind of splurt it out and say what's happening. Everyone kind of comes around, and we've got a couple of photographers there. And it's just, you just feel the quietness, and she's singing, and you look around the room. And when you look around the room as a host of an event and that you've put on, and all you can see is happy, smiley faces, with people just, with the sense of content and the sense of joy. Honestly, I swear to God, it'll make me emotional now, because it really is beautiful. Bringing people together is such a magical thing, and then to have someone, say, like Lucy, who really interacts with the audience, and there was that even more of a connection. It wasn't just okay, you're performing, you're all shutting up and listening. You know what I mean? It was so much more than that. It was intertwined. It wasn't just a performance. It was a showcase, and it was a collaborative moment between audience and performer. And then when that finished, we had the vibe, and we had the energy to continue and get even more incredible content with all the amazing photographers that we had there. So yeah, that was magical. But yeah, the event as a whole was just quite inspirational, and just to, like I said, to see everyone at the end just with so much joy and so much happiness on their faces, it just makes me want to do another one. And I think I'm going to do another one. I don't know what the next one would be, because something I've found with our events is they're just I just like to have them slightly different than most events. I like them to be, like I said, very free and kind of authentic, and with all kind of areas of creativity within them, within them, whether that's music, photography, videography, models, dancers, artists, who we actually had, and talking about art, we actually had an incredible artist at the Connect and Create photo shoot day who was doing manga and anime and sketches of everything that was going on. And yeah, it was just amazing, guys. That's all I got to say. It was just incredible. I mean, I'd love to. You know what? What I'm going to do, I'm going to do a shout out here to see if anyone has any ideas. And I tell you what, yes, so comment below. I would love to see, and this is also a test to see if people would like to comment, because yeah, why the fuck not? Comment below. I'd like you to comment below with your creative event ideas. Do you have an event idea where it can mix all these different creative industries together, and utilize all of their creativity? What kind of event can we do? What's our next go-to, guys? I mean, I have some ideas of what I'm doing. I've already got, we've got a 3-part creative series that we're kind of organizing at the moment. But I am always up for hearing event ideas. And if you guys do have an event idea that me and my 2 core community flames enjoy and like, we will get in contact with you and we will try and make it happen. That's right. We're going to try. I'm going to, and this is me being impulsive, but like I said, I think sometimes being impulsive is a good thing. I've said this plenty of times on the podcast and in life, like when you talk, it's your inner thoughts. Talking is your inner thoughts. Talking is your inner truth, and it's my inner truth. So guys, get commenting. Comment some event ideas. Like, yeah, the best one or the one that we vibe with, and that meets our kind of Candler Creative vibe, we will get in contact with you and we'll try and make it happen. Yeah, because why the hell not? Why the hell not? Candler Creative is a support network. We're a support community. That is what recently we have kind of, we've kind of realized. You know, it's been hard for the last year to really kind of realize our identity, because we're so broad and we do support so many different areas of the creative world. And of course, it's easier to go down one route of a community or business or whatever, whether that's music, whether that's photography or modeling, or, I don't know, animation. It's easy to go down one route, but I never wanted that for my life. And that's why I started kind of building this community I talk about all the time, because I want us to be able to unleash all of our creative pathways. And I just truly believe that we're going on a path now where our creative identities are our particular brands. We ourselves are a brand. All of your traits, everything you do, everything creative that you do, whether you're a model and a photographer and do yoga and do this, and this, all of those things, they are all you, and they are all your brand. You don't have to just do this or just do this. You can do all of them and implement them into your brand. That's the revolution of what is going on now with social media and with the world around us and all the different information that we can do with AI, with everything that's coming out of it. It's going into a way where we are all becoming our own individuals. But we're creating our own individual brands, but those individual brands can be a part of bigger brands and bigger communities, and all of those communities help each other, and all those brands help each other, and that's how I believe that we are going to kind of in the direction we're going to move into. Which is just, I just think it's just slightly different from the norms of the norms of society that we've been doing so far. And I think it's also hard. It's hard now to go in this direction because these people in government, higher powers and higher financial powers and the corporate business worlds, they don't want people to move forward in their own individual direction because they want you to buy their stuff, and they want you to stick to their ways of doing things so that they can control the masses, and they can control you, the consumer, and make you buy their products so they can just carry on having their wealth and get and carry on this mindset of grow, power, money. And I've got something to tell you guys out there, all you big corporate motherfuckers, is it's not going to stick. People don't want this shit anymore. Like, it's just not going to stick. We need, and times need to change. Times do need to change. Guys, I've rambled on for don't even know how long. This doesn't give me a timer. But yeah, but that's it, guys. I think I'm going to leave it there. Otherwise I will go off onto too many different tangents, and it's just going to become a confusing, random episode. Confusing and random. Maybe I'll name it that. No, I'm not going to name it that. What should I name it, guys? What shall I name the podcast episode? Well, you guys are going to know because I'm going to name it, and then you guys are going to see it. So this whole dialogue is pointless. But guys, I might do another one of these. I might just do another one of these just for my own kind of myself, to get me out of the comfort zone of doing it solo. But we do have more interviews on the way. And I've kind of made these episodes every 2 weeks now, just for my own kind of, for my own sake. I was trying to do it weekly, but there's so many other things that are kind of going on that it was becoming quite stressful. And I'd rather have these natural, authentic, and I guess not stressed out. I don't want to stress out about it. I want it to be an enjoyable process, which it has been. And now I've been doing it every 2 weeks. It has been it's been a bit easier. So I hope you guys are staying with us every 2 weeks and checking us out. But please do let us know what you guys think. Let us know in the comments. We've got our email in the description, so please feel free to send us an email with any feedback or topics that you'd like us to speak about, or you'd like me to speak about, or even if you'd like to if you are creative and you want to be on the podcast and you want to be interviewed and you want to have a conversation about your creative journey, get in contact. I love speaking to all types of creative people. I love speaking to just people in general. I love finding out about people's lives and their journeys and how they've got to this point, because it's so important. By looking at the past, we can see the present, we can see the future, and I don't even know if that made sense, but yeah, that's me. That's me just kind of rambling on and getting my thoughts out there via speech. Right, let's do it. Cool, guys. I am going to release this. I keep saying this because I'm like, I am going to do it. I'm going to release this. I'm going to release this soon. Whenever it gets released. So cool, guys. I've been Dan Candler. This is Candler Creative Chats. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, or to make sure to subscribe and to follow, so you can keep up to date with all the Candler Creative content. We're going to be having more interviews. We're also going to be starting a new kind of special interview kind of process, speaking to community leaders and people who run creative communities, because I think it's important. I think we need to allow ourselves to be able to speak to each other and show the world that community is not about competition. Community is about support, and community is about collaboration and working together to create a positive future. Yeah, because I'd actually like to speak about community on another episode. Maybe I'll do it on my next solo episode, because there's developments I'd like to speak about communities, and there's some bad vibes I'm getting from different communities out there, that I just think spreading the wrong message, doing the right things, definitely doing some of the right things, but I think they're spreading a wrong message. So make sure to tune into that when we speak about it. Do I have to am I speaking too close to the mic? I don't know. Guys, if you are on the Spotify platforms, you won't be able to see what I'm doing, but I feel like I'm like really close to this mic. So I'm gonna step it back. Cool. That's been CandlerCreative Chats. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a blessed day wherever you are in the world. And